Hello everybody and welcome to part 4 for What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan. To be honest, at this point, I just want to get this series over with so that I can release the movie and then maybe do a 200 sub special. Now if you do want to see that, please like and subscribe because that really does help me out. But I don't want to waste your time too much, let's get right into the video. So basically, last time we left off, Naruto was just heading over to the final stage of the Chunin exams. And basically what happens is he fights against Neji. And I don't even know if I want to go over it, because this is literally going to be way too easy for Naruto. Anyways, Naruto steps in, and Neji does his whole talk on destiny and how he's going to win and all of that stuff. Now, Naruto, not really caring, is like, yeah, you know what, come on, just fight me. Honestly, I won't even move from my place, and I can defeat you. And Neji was like, really? Bro, nah, you're really underestimating me. And so Neji just literally rushes in with his Byakugan and goes straight in for the 60-fold palms thing. But Naruto's like, yo, you might have the Byakugan, but I have a stronger dojutsu, as he activates his Rinnegan and literally becomes One Punch Man, just punching like Neji before he can do a single thing, almost knocking him out. It's like that uppercut that Naruto did in the original, but like stronger in the gut, and Neji goes flying, and Naruto is like, well, I did promise I wouldn't move from my spot, so I'll have to finish you off this way. And just sends a weak missile in Neji's direction using the Asura path, and Neji's knocked out. Not even close. All the other matches go the same. Shikamaru does the whole thing where he gives up. And eventually it's time for the battle between Sasuke and Gara. Since Sasuke did unlock his Tomoe during the fight with Orochimaru, he has learned the Chidori. So eventually, after trying to use Rock Lee's moves to defeat Gara, he resorts to using the Chidori, going back, gaining speed and strength, and just rushing straight in at Gara's big sand dome thing and stabbing the Chidori through. And this is just like the original, where Gara just screams out in pain, and Tamari and Conqueror just take him away. And this is when the Konoha Crush begins. Everyone gets put under a Genjutsu, and Kakashi and Guy are too busy trying to handle all the invading Sand Shinobi coming in, and Naruto is going off after Sasuke and Gara. So basically, meanwhile Orochimaru and Hiruzen are fighting. Now Naruto heads over, and he comes and arrives a lot earlier than in the original, finding Gara fighting with Sasuke. Now Naruto, seeing this, decides he has to help Sasuke, because right now Sasuke is kind of being destroyed. Even though he doesn't have the curse mark, Gara in his half-transformed state is still a bit stronger than Sasuke and has the upper hand. And so after Naruto joins the fight, he just uses a Shadow Clone Jutsu, doing exactly what not exactly, but something similar to what he did in the original, just using a huge barrage of clones to try and beat Gara. Now, this is when Gara fully transforms into, like, the full One-Tails state. And Naruto's like, okay, well, I guess gotta beat the One-Tails with a summoning of my own. And he was about to summon Gamabunta, but when he realized, yo, I've got another summoning. So guys, sorry I had to cut there. I had to do something, but I'm back. Basically what he was saying is, I've got a summoning of my own that isn't Gamabunta or Jiraiya's summoning. So what he does is he summons the huge wolf dog thing, that thing that can basically like grows more heads whenever you hit it. And so he takes like summons that animal, and using that he absolutely destroys the One Tails. And just using the Rinnegan animals, the Rinnegan summonings allows him to easily wake up Gara, and he is able to wake him up and give him the Talk no Jutsu, turning Gara to the good side and also defeating him. Meanwhile, with Orochimaru and Hiruzen's fight, Hiruzen basically, once again, just has a lot of trouble fighting the first and second Hokage that Orochimaru reanimated. But after a bit of fighting, he's able to defeat them and seal away Orochimaru's arms at the cost of his own life. With that, Orochimaru escapes, and the Konoha Crush comes to an end. And although the plan of Orochimaru was a fail, Hiruzen still did end up dying. So, yeah, that's kind of sad. Anyways, afterwards, the Leaf Village is informed that they need a new Hokage. And, like, they ask Jiraiya, but Jiraiya says, "Nah, I'm not suitable for the job. You gotta ask Tsunade for that." And everyone's like, "Wait, where's Tsunade then?" So Jiraiya and Naruto go off on a trip to look for Tsunade. And basically, during this trip, Jiraiya does end up teaching Naruto the Rasengan, because that's what he does in the original. And Naruto, now having the Rinnegan, being a prodigy, just masters it very, very quickly. Or did I say that Naruto already mastered the Rasengan during the 1 month training period? I don't know. Basically, Naruto masters the Rasengan. And in fact, during this trip, they'd never end up meeting Itachi and Kisame, because they're making progress a lot faster than expected, and Kisame and Itachi do not meet where they meet in the original, so they just don't really cross paths, and they don't really find each other. Anyways, one day, they were just continuing their trip, and they decided to take rest in a bar. Now, they came and sat inside this bar, and there was this person, like, being really noisy. You know, Jiraiya and Naruto were just trying to talk. There was this person around the back, just this woman shouting stuff, and, you know, they were being pretty annoyed. So they decided to, like, go over and complain. And then it turned out to be Tsunade. And Jiraiya was about to open his mouth and tell her to be quiet, but then he was like, "Tsunade?" And Tsunade just turned around, seeing Jiraiya, and like, "Jiraiya, what are you doing here?" And Jiraiya's like, "We were looking for you." And Tsunade's like, "Why do you want me?" And Jiraiya said that, you know, they wanted her to be Hokage, and all of that stuff out. Basically, they want her to be Hokage for the Leaf Village, Hiruzen died, etc., etc. Now, Tsunade's reaction also doesn't change, where she declines the offer, insulting the Hokage, and that sort of stuff, which does make Naruto really mad. Naruto challenges her to a fight, and Tsunade immediately accepts, saying, "If you even touch me, you win, and I'll come be the Hokage. But if you can't, I'm staying." And Naruto's like, "Wow, you underestimate me, old woman." And she's like, "Old woman? Do you know who I am?" And Naruto's like, "You look pretty old to me." And she just got so mad, but she's just like, "Okay, I'll just take out all my anger on him during the fight. This kid's gonna be kind of unlucky to be fighting me like this." And so she goes outside and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna get revenge on you for saying that." And Naruto's like, yeah, let's just get on with it. And Tsunade's like, "Bro, just, oh my god, you know what? I'm just gonna," and she just runs in, like, with her fist, trying to punch Naruto. But all Naruto says is, "Almighty push." And Tsunade literally gets sent flying out of this like town. They were like in a small town area. She gets sent flying out of the town. That's just what happens. And yeah, with that, Tsunade had lost the bet, and although being furious, she had to agree to come back to the village. Now, after that, the next day, they all packed their stuff, and Tsunade was just coming back to the village, but she was like, "Listen, kid, I want a rematch." And he was like, "Yeah, you can have your rematch when we get back to the village." And she's like, "Fine, but I'll beat you next time." And Naruto just kind of ignored her. But at the same time, she couldn't ignore the fact that Naruto was extremely powerful and did in fact destroy Tsunade in a single move. And what was that? It was an ability she had never in her life seen before. Was this a type of Kekkei Genkai? And why did his eyes turn purple? She had never seen those eyes before. They were scary and powerful. That's all she could think about, and she asked Jiraiya who the kid was, and he explained to her how this was Naruto, the son of the fourth Hokage himself. And this instantly shocked Tsunade, but at the same time kind of made sense, because Naruto was so strong that that's the only way that could be possible. And then Tsunade asked about his eyes, how that happened. Also, guys, sorry for all the interruptions, because my mom keeps walking into my room because she thinks I'm playing video games or something. So, yeah, she doesn't really know about my YouTube channel, and I'm not gonna be bothered to explain it to her. So, yeah. And I don't think she would approve of me spending like hours of my life trying to record videos for YouTube. So, anyways, back to the story. She asks Jiraiya about Naruto's eyes. And to be honest, all Jiraiya does is admits that he has no idea how he has them. Deciding to ignore the fact that he decides not to tell Tsunade that he knows what the Rinnegan is. He just tells her that he doesn't know how Naruto got the eyes. And so Tsunade just puts it off, saying it's probably something about like the 9 tails or something like that. And after that, it's straight sailing ahead back to the Leaf Village. Or that's at least what you think would happen, because on their way, they come across Orochimaru, who had, once again, taken a lot more time to find them because of their incredible pace and the fact that they already were getting Tsunade back to the village. It took Orochimaru a long time to find Tsunade, but in the end, he had found Tsunade. So yeah, Orochimaru showed up. The instant Orochimaru came, he recognized Naruto, saying, You're the kid from the exams." And he's like, "Those eyes, I need those eyes, and those eyes will be mine." But Naruto had gotten a lot stronger since the exams, where he absolutely wrecked Orochimaru with an almighty push. And Orochimaru hadn't gotten stronger. In fact, he had gotten weaker because now he can't use his arms. So, basically, I don't think there's too much of a chance that Orochimaru can get the eyes. Also, now Naruto has 2 of the other Sannin helping him out. And now, before Orochimaru rushes in, Kabuto stops him, advising him to wait for a second before attacking. And he says, maybe you should summon the snake. And what happens is the fight goes out almost exactly like in the original, where Orochimaru summons a huge snake, with Jiraiya responding with Gamabunta and Tsunade responding with a slug. Now, Naruto has the superior summoning, as he uses all of the animal path's animal summonings. And at this point, Orochimaru literally doesn't have a chance. I mean, I would go over the battle, but there's not much of a point because think about it. Orochimaru Snake versus Gamabunta, the huge Tsunade slug thing, and all of the Rinnegan animal summonings. Like, it's just not even close. So, yeah, Orochimaru gets defeated and once again has to retreat. And with that, Team 7, well, no, not Team 7, Naruto and Jiraiya officially succeed in their mission to bring back Tsunade to the village. And yeah, that's basically all that happens. After that, we have the 3-year timescape. And this timescape is kind of where the series goes from Naruto's broken, but it's still kind of there, to Naruto's absolutely broken beyond anybody's reach. Because during the 3-year timescape, Naruto completely masters all paths of the Rinnegan, including the outer path. So, Naruto has complete mastery over all of the Rinnegan paths. He learned Sage Mode because he still did go training with Jiraiya. He got the Rasen Shuriken, and so Naruto's OP. That's basically what he did. He got Rasen Shuriken, he got Sage Mode, and he got the Rinnegan. And I know this is OP, because it is, but I mean, there's really no point in making Naruto really OP when you can make him really, really OP. There's not much of a difference except when he's really, really OP. That's just even more fun to watch him destroy everyone, I guess. But don't worry, my next what if is going to be a bit more of a balanced one, where Naruto does actually have some trouble, and, you know, he does have some more trouble fighting against these people. Anyways, we move on, and Naruto finally comes back from this time skip. And immediately after meeting Sasuke and Sakura again, gets informed by Tsunade that Gara has been taken. So Naruto, knowing this, is like, okay, so where is Gara? And Tsunade explains the situation, saying that the Sand Village was attacked, and the Kazekage, aka Gara, was now taken by presumably the Akatsuki. So Naruto hearing this is like, yo, the Akatsuki took Gara? Nah, I ain't letting this happen. So Team 7 immediately rushed over to the Sand Village, with them arriving just like they did in the original, taking all the information and trying to get head to the Akatsuki Akatsuki base, hideout, not layout. So basically, they end up looking for a while, but after enough time, they end up finding the area. And there, they also meet Sasori and Deidara. To say this plays out just like in the original would be a lie, because Naruto now has the Rinnegan, and the instant Naruto sees Deidara and Sasori, he immediately activates it. This catches the attention of both of them, because after all, you know, this was the eyes that Pain had, and, you know, he was their leader, and they knew how strong he was, so was Naruto that strong too? And also, if my voice sounds really weird, it does, because I have a bit of a sore throat, and yeah, that's why. Anyways, so basically what happens is Naruto literally destroys them, taking, with Deidara trying to escape, being captured in Naruto's planetary devastation, and Sasori trying to fight him, but then eventually being destroyed by all of his, Rinnegan path abilities, because Naruto is currently stronger than almost all of the members of the Akatsuki. Now, after this, they find Gara, who is dead because the extraction process has already finished, and Gara died. But Granny Chio, if that was her name, was able to use her special ability, sacrificing her life for the life of Gara. And yeah, basically, Gara gets revived, she dies, and Gara's back. And after bringing Gara back to the Sand Village, honestly, Team 7 just comes back and they just finish their mission. They celebrate and stuff. And for a while, nothing happens. The Akatsuki don't make any moves because for now, they have no idea what to do. After all, like, Sasuke and Deidara just disappeared and they have no idea what happened. So they're kind of scared and they're just trying to understand what happened and plotting against everyone else, just trying to make plans. Now, in the Akatsuki base, they would eventually find out that it was Naruto who did all of this, and immediately afterwards, they would come up with a plan, saying that they would have to kill Naruto. Naruto would have to be their first target, or else Naruto would end up causing a lot of trouble for them. So that's what they decided to do, and they got all of the Akatsuki members, including none other than Obito, to come in and fight, as they all came to the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, Team 7, and actually a lot of the other people in the Leaf Village were prepared, because think about it, if the Akatsuki has Kisame, the Leaf Village has Might Guy, who can defeat him with 7 of his gates. If Itachi has... it's really quite a fair battle. So when the Akatsuki arrive, they immediately start fighting. And Guy, as you might have guessed, takes on Kisame. And using 7 out of the 8 gates, Guy is able to defeat Kisame. Now, Itachi starts... Sasuke starts fighting Itachi, and right now, Itachi is just as strong as he was when he fought Itachi in the original. He has a 3 Tomoe, and he has Kirin, so he's basically as strong, but he doesn't have the curse mark, which is mostly the only difference. And, Itachi's actually kind of like a double agent here, because he's technically trying to protect the village, so yeah. And basically, except for that, when Pain comes in, Naruto takes on Pain. And Naruto and Pain is a perfect matchup because they're both users of the Rinnegan. And at first, it's a very close tie. Naruto is able to take out one of the paths of Pain that, Pain has, Nagato has, but, it's pretty hard to fight all of them at the same time, especially when the Naraka path is summoning the King of Hell to literally just regenerate all of them. But Naruto, being a user of all the paths himself, is able to take out the Naraka path using the Naraka path of his own, which is kind of funny. Well, he just uses his paths to be Pain's paths, and eventually all that's left is the Diva path. And this is when things get tricky, because it's basically even, except for the fact that Naruto's just barely stronger, but Pain has a bit more experience, so it's pretty even. But this is when Naruto turns the tables by activating Sage Mode. And after using Sage Mode, sending a Rasen Shuriken, and then using all paths of Pain, he defeats the Diva path as well, and Nagato has no option but to give up, because Konan is actually here helping the paths of Pain fight, and Naruto also is able to take her out, so he doesn't really have to worry about her paper stuff and her helping the real Nagato come and fight. Anyways, after that, we move on to the rest of the battle, where all the other Akatsuki members are being taken care of. Hidan gets killed by Shikamaru, and Kakazu, Naruto also takes care of Kakazu, and eventually, although the Akatsuki are causing lots of damage, everyone's taking, the Akatsuki are being defeated. Now, Itachi puts Sasuke under the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and basically ends up escaping in the meantime, because while Sasuke thinks he's actually fighting Itachi just kind of escapes in real life, if you understand what I mean. And so Sasuke's pretty mad that Itachi was able to escape that easily, so he's gonna try and find Itachi again. But to be honest, for now, it's just he has bigger problems to deal with. Except he realizes that all of the members are gone, except for one. And the one remaining would be Obito, as he would come swirling in with his mask. And Naruto, seeing this, is like, yo, this guy, I'm gonna kill him. And Sasuke is also after him, including Kakashi and literally everyone in the village. And think about it, Obito doesn't even have the Rinnegan right now, so it's like a one versus everyone. And with Naruto, with the Rinnegan on their team, Naruto can use the Rasengan on him, and after Kakashi discovers that their two pocket dimensions match up, Kakashi can use his Kamui to kind of deflect Obito's Kamui, if that makes sense. And eventually, Naruto lands a Kamui right into Obito's face. And after that, it gets revealed who Obito is. And Kakashi just pauses for a second, saying, Obito? Wait, that's you? You're alive? And Obito, knowing that he's defeated, tries to escape, but fails. And, since he's kind of just avoiding talking to Kakashi, because he doesn't want to have this conversation now, he keeps running. And honestly, he just keeps running until Naruto just kind of kills him with the black chakra rods of the Rinnegan path. And you're gonna be like, wait, he just died? That's kind of lame. But first of all, I'm out of ideas, which is actually the main reason. But second of all, Obito was defeated, and his face did kind of get destroyed by a Rasengan. So all he could do was run, and then Naruto didn't know that he was Kakashi's friend, so he just killed Obito. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that's the end. The Akatsuki are dead, and that's all. I think I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, I am. Itachi also eventually, this is later, I'm kind of time skipping, because I really want to end this what if and get the movie out. So basically, what happens is, Itachi does end up coming back later, years later, and explains to Sasuke everything that happened, and Sasuke barely forgives him, and Itachi barely survives, and I guess they find a cure to his disease, and Itachi does end up surviving, and they all live happily ever after, I guess, until Ishiki comes, which is gonna be a interesting thing to watch, but that's not happening in this what if. So I'm sorry that I didn't have any good ideas for this ending, but that's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys next time.